Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Madbaldman's Garage. So, been doing some building. I'm always kind of researching, developing, trying to put together interesting builds. And I always go dumpster diving on the exhibition to get ideas. So, I had a couple, and I don't know if they're good. Um, but I kind of leave that up to you. They're interesting for sure. So why don't we get to it? Take a look. I don't have all these parts anymore, so I can't do everything. That's a new and interesting one I found. I got a lot of mods planned for that. Let's let's start out with the Goblin Queen, right? You guys are all familiar with my Goblin King build. So I thought I'd kind of do something similar. Kind of on a spider platform, and again, kind of experimental. This one I found on the exhibition and then kind of modded it up a little bit. I gave uh, kind of the engines and that kind of stuff a bit more protection, but as it turns out, man, it still might not be enough because this gets shot out right back there as a shiver. I've actually got three coolers on this build. You can see them. The shiver up top, there's a radiator and another radiator, kind of protected by that lateral armoring. At any rate, this one's got six goblins on it. Um, so let's see, reasonably balanced, right? Maybe just a little front heavy because I got those bad boys up there sticking out a little bit. Um, Same kind of basic principle as anything else, only it's a spider. Hey, move around. You kind of also kind of get the added, strafe stuff going on, kind of little dancing spider legs. Yeah, cha cha cha, cha cha cha, cha 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 cha. All right. So same kind of thing, right? Visibility, roll up on your target. Now these shotguns are on the bottom, so you actually have to kind of point until you get close. You kind of have to point those bad boys up a little bit to be getting any. You can kind of see. So again, that's so funny. Look at that. Oh, look at that though. Two of the three aspects are still on there. Those are tough guns, man. So interesting, right? It actually works pretty good at a reasonable distance out here. Until when you get close, you have to start pointing those guns up. These things are also really susceptible to ground. So as the ground moves up and down, your ability to kind of aim your shots gets a little bit tougher. But still, this thing packs the punch of a six goblin build for sure, right? I mean, there's just not enough good stuff you could say about that. And you get the added bonus of just being able to look at that durability, man, 2300, right? What you really lose here though is quickness, right? Your top speed is going to be 50 miles an hour. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter who you bribe, what you say. So you ain't gonna get anywhere fast. And as a matter of fact, I would actually call it slow. But the upside from that is you can I mean, look at this thing. You can just keep stacking shit on there. It's ridiculous. But you're not going to get over 50 kilometers an hour. So get used to it. You'll get there just as the base is getting capped. You will get to fights, halfway through, which can be good or bad. People are softened up. But you ain't getting anywhere fast. And that, in the end, is the thing that just drives me crazy trying to use a build like this in general wheeling. I'm sure in Clan Wars, as a matter of fact, this is kind of the adapted from a lot of what I see running around, people using their Clan Wars builds in general fights. But, I don't know, interesting. So if you're a spider lover, you can definitely just undermount a lot of goblins. These are like ground dragon. But again, you know, gets in there, gets the bottom, just eats around the frame, tires, immobilizes. You know, an interesting build. So the other one I want to take a look at is a build. I like this one a little bit better. Which parts am I missing? Oh yeah, that's right. I have the spider stuff in there. Um, this is with the aspects. I still have the aspects because those are just awesome. But notice how these things are, the guns are kind of tucked up under there, very hard to get to them. And it's got sufficient back padding. You can see the container walls just all over the place, tank sides. I mean, you got to do some, you got to lay down some smack to get through that armoring. Again, 2352, right? Triple aspects and a, you know, I think there's 3 coolers on here. Just watch how long these aspects can fire for. Let's get them all going. Right, and this is what you do. Those coolers let you go. The only downside is that if you want that damage to get jacked up fast, then take the coolers off your rig, right? Because those are gonna cool down your weapon, give you overheat protection, but will also limit your damage to a certain degree. So, you know, again, I can't say enough good stuff about aspects, but you know that because you've seen some of those other videos. But again, kind of taking the aspects and laying them on this kind of platform that just, it's hard to deal with. The problem is that in an open melee, it's kind of a crapshoot as to the builds you're going to have on your team or the people. So, you know, a lot of times this build ends up being a little bit slow for general melee unless you got some support. But again, it can take just a ridiculous amount of abuse. It can deal out with these aspects just a ridiculous amount of abuse. You see, there's 1, 2, 3 coolers. Probably like to armor that up a little bit more. What you'll see a lot of times is people will drop the coolers and drop any engine that uses pointage, use a hot red, and then use those additional 3 points to slap on an Aegis. So you'll definitely see the spider builds popping shield bubbles all over the place because that's what's cool now, and it's effective. So again, a couple spider builds for you guys to kind of keep in mind. They're cool. The thing that kills me though is their speed. And if you get caught, right? If your team abandons you or evaporates around you, or you get caught with a couple guys, if they're fast movers, and you can't take one out fast, you're gonna pay for it. So again, these are really cool builds, and again, virtually anything that you're putting triple aspects on, is going to kick ass and take names, especially if you combine it with a lot of durability like those builds do. So I don't want to discount it. Just for me, my style of gameplay, I'm a little bit more fast moving. I make a lot of decisions, change them, make a plan, you know, on the fly, and a faster moving wheeled build seems to suit me a little bit better, I've noticed lately. But then, you know, it's really hard to go wrong with aspects. So, all right, there it is. Those are some of the things I've been cooking up. Not the longest video, but hopefully it stirred some thoughts. You guys got some ideas out of that. The next thing that I'm kind of working on here is this, and I found this on, you know, the exhibition, and I like it because it's not bad armor, right? You're of 18 or of 1812. You're at 1812. These have got retchers on it. I'm not gonna lie, I got a soft spot for retchers. it's annoying that they, you know, are so easily shot off. So part of my mods to this build will be to get a little bit more beef up around those things. But I like generally the rest of the way this build's built. Now, you know, don't laugh, guys. I'm not the best hover guy by any stretch. It's kind of the reason I keep coming back to it, because I want to be better. It's just, you know, it's kind of hard to get there. I love retros, man. Look at that. You get push back, knock back, plus explosions. I mean, shit, dude, that's much better. Isn't that cool? But the real kind of power of the retros comes in at a little bit more distance. As you get farther away, they pick up more and more damage. You can see. Look at that, man. Plus, it's really fun just to like rain shit down from a distance. Look at that. Tell me that's not cool. Yeah. And I think being on a hover will kind of give you a little bit more kind of down aspect. Oh, here, look. See that? I didn't notice that until the other day, that he breathes fire every so often. Because I was kind of shooting. I thought I had blown something up because I was, you know, just screwing around. And I was doing that, and then like fire came out his nose. As it turns out, it's not me. Look at that! It's like some vicious boogers, man. So, I definitely want to be better at hovers, and I think I'm finally just going to bite the bullet. Probably not the easiest thing to do with retros. I should probably mount the aspects on here and start that way, but since when do I do shit the easy way? Only downside is, you know, again, they don't have a lot of durability. They stick up. So this is definitely a hang back build. Shoot from a distance unless you're forced. But I don't know, man. I really like the retros. I don't know why. I do. I'm gonna take the flames off of that. That's just a little, I don't know. That's, could make better choices with the stickers. But I can fix all that. So stay tuned. I will probably adopt this as one of my regular runaround builds so I can get a little bit better. But definitely gonna put the mods on it to make it mine. But this would be pretty cool. I don't know why I don't know why it was called Retro Cancer. I don't know. But it's pretty. Ooh, does turning turn? Oh, look at that! Turning in place turns the cheetah. Oh. Gonna have to ponder that one. Interesting. Have to think that one through. All right, guys. So that's what I got. This is what I'm cooking up. And we'll definitely get this printed and published so you guys can take a look at it. And I hope to see you guys out on the field. Remember, look for me. I'm the guy with the triple aspects on the 6 Bigfoot tires with the big scoop. And of course, always look for the Festive Avenger. Be looking for that hovercraft out there too, because I plan on beefing up my hover skills. So I will see you on the field, and we'll see you next time in the Mad Bald Man's Garage.